The following podcast is a Connect Media production.
Once you have some traction, once you know what your service is, once you locked in on giving it to people, and you have people returning back for what you want, or either new customers coming in the door, it's important to do it. That first impression is so important.
Hey guys, welcome to the first quarter. I'm Damon.
I'm Joy.
And today we're going to be talking about, do you need a logo? Is it important for your company? If you have one and you kind of created it, why'd you look at me like that?
I just wanted to see where you were going with it.
Created yourself, do you need to, what do they call it? Rebrand and get you a new one. So what do you think? What's your opinion?
I think at the very beginning, do it yourself, because I think it's more important to get out the gate with your business and start testing and selling something to somebody than it is to get hung up on what your logo is and what it looks like. But after you start getting some traction with customers, I think after you get over, once you get to $100,000, I think you need to start thinking about what the actual logo needs to be. What does it convey to your target audience? Because by then, you know what your audience is.
Yeah, I think when we first did ours, we did it online where you can do free logo. It was good, for that time being, but as we started talking to people and really doing the research behind building your brand and things like that, I think we learned more that we needed to change it. I think in the beginning, I kind of wasn't for it. You was more pushing to change the logo. I kind of just felt like, hey, if you give a good service, do a good job, that's all that's important. But now that we have changed it, I see the importance of it for the people that don't know you, because there's people out there that you want to call you that have never used you before. So, sometimes it's just capturing those eyes if you have a really good logo. And I mean, everything from the colors and the shape of the letters and all of that is a big and actually important piece of branding your business.
I agree. I think the logo is one of those slippery slopes where you can either go too far the left and being too anal about what it is and the colors and all the things. So that's why I say don't care so much about it right at the beginning. Wait till you have some traction. But I do think once you have some traction, once you know what your service is, once you locked in on giving it to people and you have people returning back for what you want, or either new customers coming in the door, it's important to do it. That first impression is so important. And sometimes people are like, oh man, I'm getting a certain type of customer, or I tend to get customers who don't want to pay, or I tend to get customers who are hard to deal with.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, why did you think it was important to get a really, really good logo?
Yeah, I think it speaks to your brand, and it's almost like a magnet. Your logo attracts the type of person that you want. So if you're in a business where your service is supposed to be fun, your logo should convey that. If you're in a business where your service is supposed to be trustworthy, your logo should convey that. So your logo is like the magnet to your business. Yes, your business dictates your logo, like the swoosh sign at Nike makes it feel or have a certain type of vibe. It's not the swoosh in and of itself. But the logo is the magnet of your business. It immediately tells people, hey, what's the vibe of this thing that I'm looking at? Because they don't know who you are.
So your tip is starting out, you can start out with something low cost and maybe a free design.
Yes.
And then at what point should you change, or is it up to
I think $100,000. I think once you're doing a revenue,
once you make $100,000,
once you're doing revenue, and that's different from profit in the pocket. And I think people get, people be calling out all types of numbers on the internets. But I think once you're at a revenue of $100,000, to me, you have a pretty solid, I know who my target audience is. And when you know who your target audience is and what you're offering them, okay, I pretty much know what my product is or what my service is, then you have a better shot at creating a logo that actually speaks to the right thing, the right audience with the right service.
Okay, I agree.
Do you think it was anything about the logo experience or the rebranding experience that you didn't know that would have been more helpful if you did know?
I didn't know the importance of colors. We originally had a red logo, which, you know, if you read what the red color means, and especially in business, a lot of restaurants have the color red and stuff like that. I think it has something to do with, you know, attracting people to food. The color purple meant like trustworthy. I think blue meant like you were knowledgeable about what you were doing. So I just didn't know that. I didn't know it went that deep with, like, you know, the colors and things like that. So that was something I didn't know. And then too, to get a quality logo, like you gotta pay some decent money if you want.
That was definitely gonna be one of mine.
Want a nice logo, which I just, you know, in my head was kind of like, hey, you know, it's just a symbol, or, you know, your name. But it's people out there doing this, and they do it for a living, and they know how to, I mean, make it so that it everything from what you stand for to the color to the shapes of the letters and everything. Like, you have to pay for that, you know. And I didn't know, you know, I was kind of expecting, oh, well, we can pay $500-600, but if you want a good logo, you're gonna be paying a little bit more than that.
Yeah. And I would say 3 tips that I learned about sourcing someone to do your logo in our trek of getting new logos and new colors. Number 1, if they are good at logo design, you should see it on their social somewhere. And you should see people engaging with them on their social platforms. Number 2, you should be able to vet them based on who they did work for before. So I actually ran into an issue where I thought we were going to have a great logo designer and, you know, talk to them over the internet. And turns out, I think actually they were a scam. Because when I started looking at their portfolio and asking, hey, did you do this work? It was like, oh, well, those are mock-ups, right? And so when we came across the logo design that we did use, and I said, hey, you know, did you do this work? Yes, here are my referrals. They gave me their emails. I actually went to their websites. I called them, or one of them we transpired over email. So they should have a strong social, not a bajillion followers, but they should have a presence on social where you can see their work, and there should be real people that are engaging. You should be able to get referrals from them and actually reach out to those people so that you can learn what their process was like. Not just did they produce a good outcome, but like, are they a tailhole to work with? And then number 3, yes, do they have a sample somewhere else other than their social media pages? I think those 3 things are super important in sourcing someone to do your logo.
You need a logo if you know, have some type of service business or any type of business, really. You need a good logo, but you say start off with something that's cost effective, or
get out the gate
inside your budget.
Yeah, Fiverr, Upwork, Canva, use one of those.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right.
Until next time.
Peace.